And when it came to the ceremony itself, Megan said the experience lasted 3 nights and was, quote, incredibly intense.
Everybody's journey is different. The second night I went to hell for eternity. Yeah, and just knowing eternity is like torture in itself, because there was no beginning, middle, or end. So you have like a real ego death.
And Megan says the ayahuasca was able to help her in ways that therapy and hypnotherapy couldn't before.
It just goes straight into your soul, and it takes you to the psychological prison that you hold yourself in. So it's your own version of hell, and I was definitely there.
I'm also interested in religious experiences, and for one reason or another, and it's a bottomless mystery, there are agents that reliably produce religious experiences. And no one knows what in the world to do about that. That's for sure.
Talk about a strange trip.
It's mind-blowing.
Megan Fox gets candid about drinking ayahuasca with Machine Gun Kelly in Costa Rica.
It's hard to top that one, man.
The Till Death actress appeared on Monday's Jimmy Kimmel Live with guest host Arsenio Hall and opened up about her quasi-spiritual journey in the Central American wilderness with her boyfriend after drinking the psychoactive tea used in ceremonial rituals as a spiritual medicine, which BTW induces auditory and visual hallucinations.
Do you guys know what ayahuasca is?
Oh yes!
So we went to Costa Rica to do ayahuasca like in a proper setting, like with indigenous people, and I was thinking it was like glamping or something like that, still going to be like some kind of 5-star experience. And you get there and you really are in the middle of the jungle, and you don't get to eat after like 1 p.m. You have to walk a very far distance to get your water. You can't shower because they're in a drought. Nothing glamorous about it. It's all a part of sort of making you vulnerable so that you surrender to the experience.
You know, and it's certainly the case that, like, I firmly believe that the world is not the way we perceive it. It's deeply strange. And I do believe that the hallucinogens reveal that. There's a narrative aspect to it. There's a religious aspect to it. There's a meaningful aspect to it that we don't understand. We can't understand it scientifically, or we haven't been able to. The scientific viewpoint excludes that to some degree. And I think the best evidence for that probably does come from hallucinogenic experience. Now, people have a biologically instantiated religious instinct. Now, it's possible that that only speaks of our peculiar biological nature, that it doesn't reflect broader reality as such. But if you go deep enough into the psyche, it becomes increasingly difficult to separate what you discover from reality. Now, people can clearly have individual subjective religious experiences. Most scientific phenomena are objective. Many people have to experience the phenomena at the same time. You have these religious experiences that can be induced by hallucinogens, let's say. Each person has their own particular experience, but everyone has an experience that's similar. And we don't know what to do about that category of experience. And then, you know, we think in stories and we see the world through a structure of value. I think that has been proven beyond a doubt by neuroscientists and psychologists. And the fact that we see the world through a prism of value seems to indicate that there's something about value that's real. And so that's partly why things are deeply mysterious. I mean, Rick Strassman, he terrified himself right out of the DMT research, as far as I could tell, because all his subjects came back and said, well, you know, I went somewhere else and saw aliens. It's like, well, it was a dream. No, sorry, wasn't a dream. It was way more real than any dream. In fact, it was actually more real than life. Well, what do you do with that? I mean, it's beyond comprehension. Our culture grew out of the Bible. It's grounded in the Bible, for better or worse. And so if you want to know who you are and why you think the way you think, like you think you know the way you think. You think you think. You don't. Or very rarely. Like the thoughts are greater than you are, in some sense. mean, and it's very rare that you think something that someone else hasn't thought. You know, I can't remember who said it. Might have been Alfred North Whitehead, that everyone's the unconscious proponent of some philosopher. Everyone is the unconscious proponent of some philosopher. So, anyways, the deepest values are religious, and our religious document is the Bible, and the Bible is an absolute mystery. The deepest questions are religious questions, and the Bible is the best answer we have. And if you don't like that, well, fine, do better. Good luck. I mean, there's wisdom in that book it's unbelievable.